let's get right down to the brass tacks. How did it come about that Casey Anthony names Jesse Grund, your son, as the bio dad of little Caylee?
Well, of course, we'd have to start with the fact that they got together and were intimate. They broke up, and Casey actually showed up at our house. First time I met Casey was summer of '05. I want to say June. She helped my younger son get a job at Kodak. I spotted right then and there she was pregnant, but she was telling everybody she had female problems and she wasn't pregnant.
Whoa, wait. You could tell she was pregnant, but she denied she was pregnant?
Yeah, yes, Nancy. The minute my son came in and I asked who was that, and he told me that that's Casey, the girl that I dated briefly, and I said, well, son, she's pregnant. Oh, no, she's only got female problems. I asked her about that. That's what she's told everybody, including her family. I said, no, I know a woman that's pregnant. She was pregnant.
Then what happened?
Well, about a month later, he gets a phone call from her, and she says, I need to talk to you, but Jesse's in the middle of a seminar for a new job. He says, I can't talk to you right now. Send me a text message. And so while he's sitting there in the middle of this seminar, he gets a text message, says, I'm pregnant, you're the father. That's it. So he calls us up, tells us the situation. He's a little embarrassed because he knows, based on our values, this is really not something I want to hear on the other end of a telephone, but he's my son and I love him and I'll support him. And he immediately steps up and says, I'm going to take responsibility for my actions. He meets with Casey and basically says, look, both of us are too young to be parents. Let's put this baby up for adoption to somebody who wants a baby that can't have one. And Casey said, that's not an option. That's not going to happen.
Now, at the time Caylee was born, it's my understanding that Casey Anthony wanted to put his name on the birth certificate.
Almost immediately.
And what happened?
He said, no, let's wait and do a paternity test first.
Did she want a paternity test?
No, she did not. She was actually angry with him about it. And
said?
That she just didn't want to do it, but she had no choice.
Everybody, you are seeing photos Mr. Grund provided to us. This is baby Caylee, shortly after her birth. Now, your son, even after he learned he was not the bio dad, he wanted to raise little Caylee as his own. And in fact, Casey, to my understanding, would leave Caylee at your home from early in the morning till late in the day, all the time.
Well, not all the time, but during a period of time where she lost her regular babysitter, Jesse would watch her one day and then we would watch her another couple of days during the week. But most of the time, Casey and Caylee were at our house. She spent as much time as she could with us.
Did you learn whether Mom Casey actually had a job? Where was she going?
Up until April of '06, she actually was going to Universal and working at one of the Kodak kiosks, shops there,
right.
Taking pictures. So she actually did have a job up until April of '06.
Excuse me, she did what?
Some of the rides, people come off and they have their picture taken and then you convince you to buy the ride of how silly you look as you come down. Well, that's what she would do for Kodak.
What happened to event planning?
Yeah, it wasn't a part of her life then.